no matter where you're on this wonderful, beautiful blue and green planet of ours. It is hot here in Southern California. I'm gonna take my gloves off. It's been just a whirlwind, or better yet, a roller coaster of climate changes here. So it's just been crazy. Some days we're bundled up, other days it was just brutally hot. It's just ridiculous. So, want to welcome you nonetheless to another great episode of the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. I am here in the Bisimoto campus, team back there working away on a few project calls, which is great. I have you guys front and center here on Instagram. Hello, Bouzaz Khalil from Tunisia, appreciate you. I have YouTube live to the right of me, and to my left is TikTok. And for those of you who love to listen to podcasts via Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever the case may be, I do record and, how should I say, archive all these interactions live, which is nice. And Ty Nod is saying, my thoughts on GuntherWorks, please. I love what Peter and the team are doing. Peter's the owner and proprietor of GuntherWorks. He started off with Vorsteiner and some other brands as well. Has done some amazing work when it comes to everything carbon fiber. I love their attention to detail. I love thinking out of the box with that setup. I love their technology influence as well. I've never been a big fan of 993, so 993 bodies look a little too modern. I like the frog eye Porsches like what we have back here behind us, which is great. But I love what the team has done, and I can always nod a hat to their in-house fabrication, paint, body, interior. He just knocks out great things. And then he also, like myself, would give the media cars to drive to get their full feedback, and overwhelmingly, whether it's from Johnny Lieberman to Spike Frentzen, these individuals just love those cars and interaction with them. So yeah, I think he's great indeed. Kev Weird Boy 90 says, what up, sir? Hello to you. Waiting on my D16Y stage level X camshaft from you. I know it's a 2 to 4 week wait time. Yes, absolutely. So for those of you who do not know, we design a lot of camshafts for the single cam applications. And since there's so many varieties of opportunities out there, and we have dozens and dozens of profiles that we put out to the scene, the level X and level 3.6 are very high professional, rare ones to use, and we have to make those from scratch. So typically now that we are in the race season and climate's getting very nice, we are really backed up when it comes to camshafts. So hang in there, you will love. That is the most advanced, most technologically influential camshafts for the D16Y, period. Everyone else tries to mimic the camshafts. You have the loose bottom end and game top. This is all across the board, significant power. I ran, with that same profile, I ran 10 seconds with a D series with that. Naturally aspirated. How cool, crazy is that, you know? I wanted to make 800 horsepower. You can do it. That is the cam to do it with. You can do that. Abu Aziz Nezar says, behind you, did you cancel the hydraulic brake system? Great question, Abdul. I did something quite unique. And speaking of unique, here's Fox Designs, etc. Hello, Fox Designs, who worked on that Rolls Royce, by the way, and did a beautiful wood interior on that. So thank you so much. But back to the brake system. This braking system is quite interesting on the Rolls Royce Silver Shadows of the 60s and 70s. It has this weird accumulator, weird tank, has multiple pumping systems. Sometimes they say when servicing, you have to wear this kind of lead suit so that if things explode, you don't get hurt. I did away with all the factory stuff because that's a very big failure point, which is also tied into the suspension. So what we did with this, we did a full air ride suspension with air ride equipment, using components from Universal Air and also Airlift as a controller. And then, in terms of braking, we use something that I'm so fond of and so proud that we now have this to the masses, which is the booster, iBooster setup from Bosch. So that portion is getting it, that Porsche 930 in front has it, this one has it as well. And what it is, it's an electromechanical assist that requires no type of vacuum-based boosters or anything of that nature. And since these Rolls Royces have dual pistons and dual calipers on every wheel, it fits the bill, allows for the great volume to be able to brake with those and give you a nice assist without the very convoluted English system that's in there. So more simplified, more advanced. With the iBooster system, you can communicate via CAN and adjust the pedal feel. You can also do what I like to refer to as smart cruise control, where a car with that booster system can follow a vehicle, and when it senses to LiDAR or radar, that a car in front of it is stopping, you can automatically set a CAN signal to use that eye booster electronically to slow the car down as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, dual pistons and dual calipers. So those front wheels, if you take the wheel off, it has calipers in the front, calipers in the back. They are not playing around with stopping what that used to be a very, very heavy setup. And when we're done with it, with all our Bisimoto magic, it's lighter than factory, which is quite nice indeed. So thanks for the question. Appreciate you a lot. I saw a question here asking if we do shop tours. We used to, but we have a couple of very top secret projects here, one from an OEM, one from a client. So at this time, we're not doing any type of shop tours, only because we have a couple of skunk work projects here. You look familiar, says Nameless. Were you on a show called Fastest Car? Yes, I was, Nameless. And that was on Netflix. And on Netflix, I did Hyperdrive and Fastest Car Season 1, Episode 1, which is pretty cool. I've also done some stuff with the Discovery Channel that is also on Max right now as Motor Mythbusters. Did some really cool stuff on Motor Trend Network with Seduced by Speed, where I kind of talked about some of the technology involved in some of the biggest car scams in the world, if they could be. Minivan, do you need a designer? Want to be? No, we kind of have that taken up. We're good. I do a lot of designs here in the house when it comes to technology, and when it comes to anything aesthetics and outside body-wise, I have my good friend Nicholas who handles that for me, and Dennis as well. Minivan, I have one I'm working on here, and I have another one that I kept at the house. Yes, my minivan is boosted. I'm putting IT4 engines into my 96 Road. Nice. I'm doing something different here. The one thing about these Rolls Royces, especially these Silver Shadows, whether Silver Shadow 1 or Silver Shadow 2, those cars are the epitome of opulence. That vehicle is something that Johnny Cash had, Muhammad Ali, Diana Ross. These cars in their day were equivalent to today's $249,000. Very luxurious, beautiful interior, very comfortable. The only challenge is, in my opinion, the power plants are rubbish. Rubbish. LT4, said Abdel, thank you. And the gearboxes are decent because they're GM automatic transmissions, but the power plants leave a lot to be desired. The original power plant that was in this, you had to continue to spray lighter fluid to get it running. The other one that's in the corner has a blown head gasket, and they're so expensive, so very expensive to repair. So what we've done is that we have taken this ethos of Rolls-Royce, the classic Rolls-Royce is beautiful and comfortable and prestigious, and we've infused modern propulsion into it. So that does have an electric drivetrain. Instead of about less than 200 horsepower, that now has 600. I start off with a battery pack that was closer to 230 mile range, and we're updating it to 270 mile range as well. So you can have the comfort and lack of anxiety if you want to do some decent traveling or cruising. So that should be done, and I have some really good insight in regard to that interior. One of my friends is really going to help with that, and I'll document and put it on YouTube. So if you haven't followed me on YouTube, please do after this go and follow Bisimoto, Bisimoto. I'm gonna have a ton of information and data on how that turns out and the process that we are going through to get it to where it needs to be. I had a good question here. BC, what suspension do you have on your Prologue? Well, for those of you who may know, I built a 2024 Prologue for American Honda last year, and it's been my daily driver ever since. The Honda Prologue is Honda's first foray into the EV world. So on the Honda side is the Prologue, on the Acura side is the ZDX, just amazing vehicle. And the suspension I have, I got rid of the standard factory air gas shocks and struts and went with a bespoke, and this is great, bespoke bolt-on affair, which is where the bags were made by Universal Air, and they're here near San Bernardino, not too far. And then in Colton, not too far from here as well, is Airlift Performance. I'm sorry, Air Ride Equipment. And Air Ride Equipment uses Airlift Performance controllers. So if you want to be able to have the whole kit and caboodle, reach out to Airlift Equipment on Instagram. Let them know we sent you. They'll give you a good deal. And if you're local, they can install it for you. If you're not, this is literally a weekend bolt-in affair with very small modifications to the rear, and you're good to go. And it rides, Darren Lee, you may think I'm crazy, it rides better than factory. And to prove that, if you go on YouTube and do a search for Bisimoto Prologue, you see a video where I and a very good friend of mine who works in American Honda and has a very wonderful channel, I and this chap just Jonathan Rivers, went to town going over train tracks and speed bumps, and you'll see, based upon his experience, because he's very intimate with the Honda Prologue, that this new suspension, airbag suspension, is superior, nicer, more comfortable, and more agile than factory. How many times can you hear that? Difficult, difficult, difficult indeed. Mr. 1980 gave my number 2 gifter badge here on TikTok. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate the kind gesture. BC, my brother, says Tuna No Crust Garage on YouTube. Says, new updates to my off-road grid homestead. Off-grid homestead. Just ordered another 50 used solar panels at Tuna No Crust. You're killing me here. Please send me details. Tuna No Crust. You sent me a brother, right? Please send me an email, bc@bisimoto.com, or DM me on Instagram at Bisimoto. Please, please, please let me know your source. I do need to upgrade mine badly. My cells at home are great. We're great for the pool. We're great for heating and cooling because the pool's heated and also has this amazing ability to keep pumping and filtering. And then above and beyond that, it was kind of marginal for one charger in-house, but now with 2, I do have to tap into the grid a little bit, and I hate doing that. I want to be able to take full control of all my charging needs for all my vehicles, pure solar. So please send me an IG message, brother. Let's compare notes. Let's have some fun. I love you and respect what you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Question, sir. For your level 3 camshaft, do I need any notching? So, you know how you have the D series head and you take the rocker assembly off and there's a little galley there? You don't need to. On the F series, you have to notch that down. However, the bucket that holds oil, there's actually a little bucket. And when you put the cam, just sit it in there, no cam gear, nothing, and just rotate it, you see where it may touch just a little bit some of the casting marks. You just have to machine that or use a Dremel and burr that out, like kind of just clearance it just a little bit. It's not much. You don't have to go in a mill and mill anything out. It's literally very small notching and it's minimal. And you have to, because this is a big professional camshaft. Do it. What you'll notice in your setup, even compared to factory, you'll pick up over 80 wheel horsepower and you will not lose spool. What other camshaft can say that? None on the planet. Even when they try and copy it, it's very difficult. So that being said, you're good to go. The engines are really bad, says Ebo Aziznessa. I spent $15K on rebuilding after 6 months and blew up. I assume you're meaning the Rolls Royce. Yeah, those things are not reliable at all. And $15,000, wow, you could have invested heavily into an EV setup. But yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are we going to get a Lexus build, says G Street Fiddy. Or is it Fiddy or Terry? Yeah, G Street Fiddy. It's so amazing you asked that question. You must be psychic. I just received word via Drive Shop, one of my typical partners when it comes to automobiles, that Lexus wants to give us an opportunity to work with them. So stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. They have some beautiful, beautiful cars with hybrid petrol and a few EV stuff coming down the line. So yeah, let's do this. When you start to drive to SEMA, says Sven Hard 1965. Hello, Sven. How are you, sir? So good to see you, brother. I won't leave for SEMA until Monday before the show opens. So the show opens on Tuesday. We leave early morning Monday and set up that day, and then we retire for the evening, pretty late night, and then we get ready for opening up on Tuesday. So I won't start driving until super early Monday morning before the event. Sven Hartman also gave me, I think, are you everywhere, Sven? A number 2 gifter badge on TikTok. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that indeed. And let's see here. Will you be doing a proper spread on the Rolls Royce once the updates are complete? Yes, Fox Design. You know, Fox, you came to me and saved me in a pinch. And I really appreciate you. But I have not been very happy with this. As a matter of fact, if I can, I don't know if I can even show you, but there are components. The interior is falling apart. Literally, it's a brand new interior. It's just falling apart. So I'm going to do some content on getting all this repaired and good to go. Once it's repaired, you know me. Fox, you know me. Paul, Fox Designs, you know me so well. I drive my cars and I drive them hard. This will practically be my daily. I'm gonna drive the crap out of it. I do want to explore some creature comforts with AC and all that fun stuff. So it's gonna be good. So yes, you have my commitment, not only a ton of content, but a ton of driving and shows and hot boing and all that fun stuff. Appreciate that indeed. KHR gave me a number 2 gifter badge also on TikTok. Thank you so much. Seeing your Netflix with Advance, says Devar. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode as we did, filming that indeed. Darren Lee says, thank you. We have one right now, so consider it now. You should. And if you need any parts, let me know. I figured a lot out. It's going to be pretty cool. Any development of hybrid systems for any of your cars, says George Quattrovalvole. I hope I'm not butchering your name. Let me do this properly. Quattrovalvole. Okay, Jorge or George? No. And there's a reason why. Now, if a client comes to me and recruits the team and I to do some good stuff, I'll be more than happy to explore any type of hybrid systems. As for me, I have my own biases against hybrids. I see some of the OEMs that do it and it's great, but I, from a performance perspective, don't quite like it. Either I'm full petrol and make that as efficient as possible, and maybe adding a small hybrid system would be great, but I'm now lugging around batteries and a motor when that's not being used. If I do some type of hybrid with a motor assist, that motor system will come on for a few minutes when the hybrid system is depleted, and it's very dirty for the next, for a few minutes as well. I don't think hybrids, in my opinion, from a performance perspective, is the best of both worlds. Either I build a very efficient petrol car like that's going to be, or I do a full EV like the 930 in front of it. And that's just my thing. But if a client wants me to come by and do something where it combines two, I'll be more than happy to explore. And mine will be something where there'll be a lot of bottom end grunt and then some top end power to kind of give you the best of both worlds. Because petrol engines, just based upon how the design exists, starts off with very low torque, builds up and goes to peak efficiency at peak torque and then falls off rapidly. Electric motors, on the other hand, you can have full torque at 1 RPM and it carries on for quite a while, but then in the high RPMs, it tends to taper off slightly. So imagine a world where you have the bottom end of an EV, the mid-range of the combination of EV and petrol, and the top end of a petrol. It's a win-win all around. I just don't like lugging around batteries when I don't have to, or lugging around a petrol mill when I don't have to either. Hopefully that makes sense in terms of efficiency. Sven says, of course, would you want to arrive on October 31st and stay until November 3rd, then SEMA? Well, that being said, first week of November, I'll be in Vegas, and if you're around, I'd love to see you again. Vamp RR says, BC the man, thank you so much. 185 Motorsport says, what's the best K24 variant? It depends. So, I'm going to share with you my experience, 185 Motorsports, and it's not just hip pocket information. This is genuinely my experience successfully, and by and by, as I repeat this opportunity, it continues to hold true. If you are building a naturally aspirated setup, the K24A out of TSX is the cat's meow. That is the one to go with. You have individual exhaust ports, which flow quite heavily. You can do a tri-Y or a 4-to-1 header, optimize that, do some step runners, have a lot of fun. Those things make power. People with nitromethane have run 8s with it. People have run low 9s, high 8s with nitro aspirated or methanol. It's a great engine, naturally aspirated. Now, what if you want to do something boosted? In my opinion, the K24 Z3 and Z7 are the ones to go. For the 2012 SI with a single port that comes out the exhaust. Now, those don't flow as well as the individual port ones, but when you made it to a turbo, if you get like a short runner at a custom or one from PRL, and you bolt on a T3 or T4 turbo, turbine manifold on it with a decent sized turbo, you can spool a 72mm like that. It's like a very efficient log manifold built into the head. That's what I did on my wagon. That's what I did on my 2012 Civic SI. They made over 1,000 horsepower. I've done some great things with it. And I've repeated that for many customers too. It is efficient for turbocharging. So, long answer to a short question. In summary, K24A out of a TSX, like older TSX, 08, 09, thereabout, 2010, so on and so forth. That TSX, great for natural aspiration. If you're supercharged or turbocharged, you cannot, especially turbo, you cannot go wrong with the cost-effective K24, Z3, or Z7 with the integrated port. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. Great questions here today. George, I think I answered your question. Is there any such thing as too much additive in a race oil driven? Has 1200 ppm and Torco has 1800 ppm. I am very leery of additives. I'd rather get a compound that's already combined. I don't know if Torco SR5 has 1800 parts per million. Driven, I know, yes, that you're kind of correct with the lower parts per million. I'm a big Purell guy. I wear a hat. That's why I run in all my cars. And Pure has 1775 parts per million of zinc. And zinc is a great protector of engines, especially valve train, where it has to do overhead cam. And it's not just adding zinc is the key thing. It's how the zinc is bonded to the base oil. Some zinc compounds can easily disassociate from its base and contaminate catalytic converters. My experience has been with Purol, that's not an issue at all. I think in stock I have 0.20 weight Purol, I have a little bit of 1040, and lots of break-in oil as well. So by all means, Kanjo EF, if you haven't, try to give Purol a try. You can write to them at Pure USA here. They give them sponsorships right now, especially for the race season. And they'll be more than happy to assist you, which is pretty good, you know? Sending you a message now, says Tornado Crust. Just sent a long cliff notes. Thank you so much. And the upgrade setup and where I can get the latest 50 panels from. You are the best. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you indeed. Ashton Campbell, how are you doing, brothers? We're gonna Purol. He's an advocate Purol user as well. Things are great. Warm in SoCal. I'm so sure you know that. Tomorrow's even gonna be crazy. I keep getting all these warnings, heat advisory warnings. My laptop is telling me, my Alexa at home is telling me it's crazy. So yeah, pretty bananas indeed. Stay cool out there. You're a classic. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you indeed. Any time attack build plans or hill climb? Not yet, except on the hill climb one, I'm talking to American Honda about something very unique and very eye-opening. So wish me luck. American Honda, the powers that may be, Andrew, Alvin, Jessica, if you guys are listening, please, please, please let me do this. Let's break the internet and create some opportunities here and have some fun. Please, please, please. 185 Motorsports says, realistically, is there a proper 1,000 horsepower wheel horsepower K series as per your experience? A proper, there's so many of them. What I did from a 1,000 horsepower perspective is very simple, and I'll break this down to you. I got the K24 Z3/Z7. The intake flows way better than any of the K series, even the older TSX ones. Flows like gangbusters. Exhaust kind of flows like a B series, especially cylinders 1 and 4. I do valve train. The springs and retainers from the earlier case fit right in, whether you want to do a dual spring or a beehive, that's fine. Titanium retainers and some nice Bisimoto camshafts. Engine management solution is a must, of course. On the block, I use Golden Eagle to sleeve the block. I use Tron pistons. I can hover anywhere from 9.5 to 10.5 compression. I do some Eagle rods, and the same Eagle K24 rods work just fine because the crank stroke is the same. And then the bigger oil pump assembly underneath, which has a balance shaft that helps keep vibrations at bay. I get rid of those, plug things accordingly, and run a Type R or earlier K series. Should Type S or Type R? Anyway, I run an earlier K series pump, like a Type S pump. There you go, RSX Type S is what I use. Type S pump, and I'm done. So with pistons, rods, valve train, camshaft, and sleeving, that is the ingredient for a bulletproof 1,000 wheel horsepower K series. Through a G series from Garrett or some of the newer turbos from TurboSmart with some good controls and an ECU to tune it properly, you are in the, it's so easy to make, to do 4 digits, so easy. I do an E85, and depending on the turbo setup, it could be anywhere from 37 to 44 pounds of boost, and you're good to go. Injector-wise, I use 2200 cc's. If I have a pump that up to snuff, I can get away with high pressures and just 4 of the 2200 cc EV1 Bosch injectors. If my pump is not up, my pump or my electric system is not up to snuff, I want to say electric, if my pump wiring is not up to snuff, I have to run 8 injectors. And that's it. Geez, Louis, 88 says, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you so much, appreciate you. Any cool 935s in there or build ideas for C6 Corvettes, says KHR. I'll answer that question in the answer posed. That white car right there is a 935 Tribute that's coming. There's another one inside the showroom over there, which I can't show quite yet, but those are 2 really crazy 935s coming to you, and they're unlike anything I've ever built. You're a genius, says Captain Fuzzy Face. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate that indeed. Then, for C6 Corvettes, I do have an idea. Are you familiar with the Greenwood Corvette? You can put that on a C5 or C6 body. Those look like crazy 935s. They're Group 5, kind of boxy, crazy looking ones. If you go on my Bisimoto YouTube, or even better yet, my Instagram, you will see a very crazy post I posted of a, should I build one? I plan on doing that in the next couple of years. A Greenwood Corvette being my first LS or LSX or LT engine. It's gonna just be amazing. Corvolt, hello brother. Thank you so much for your number 2 gifter badge. Look up open source battery eliminator project. Use a Tesla Model 3 pack as your home energy storage. Corporate, that's what I want to do. I think we talked about that. I have a Model 3 long range plus battery pack right here waiting for my home storage. Corvote, I'm gonna send you a message. I want to do it. I need to. I'm so tired of all this madness with Southern California Edison. California is trying to add some type of tax to really, and take away some of the tax credits. I think by the end of the year, so solar's gonna be even more expensive. Man, I need to step it up. And I really wanna learn that technology, because not only wanna do it here, when I go back home to my country, at my hometown, Obuduku, I want to be able to put one in. At my in the city, Aba, which is about a 45-minute drive away, my parents live, I want to do something at the house there. And being closer to the equator, the sunlight is just so potent and amazing. Man, I need to go, I need to go. Do I have a 400 volt inverter ready? Nope, I don't have any components yet. All I have so far is a battery and a partial solar array at home, which I need to augment with more so that I can do a great job with utilizing my roof and having a lot more for 2 chargers in my home. And like I mentioned earlier, Covolt, what I have now is adequate for just my home as is, maybe a little bit of charging, but I have 2 Blink chargers at home. I have a Blink 150 and a Blink HQ 200. And when I charge both cars, like the Kona and the Prologue, or the Mobi and the Prologue, or any of my cars at the same time, I cannot supply enough for that demand. And I want to fix that. It's very important, To know Crosscarite says, BC, I would love to see you collaborate with Neutron Engines to finish these K48 V8, 10,000 RPMs, early, easy 1,000 horsepower. Yes, he's been sending me some data all these years. I'd love to see him finish that. It's just this year is a zoo. Nick, how busy are we here?
Oh man, ridiculous.
See, he's just ridiculous. So we're so crazy here at the shop. I have so many cars that are trying to get ready for car week in in August. We have SEMA cars coming up too. It's just bananas. Thomas how do you say it? Bienvenue one says, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Thomas. You caught the live indeed. Absolutely. Welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very warm day. Tech Moto, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you indeed. If I live closer, I'd come to help. Just live in the shop. My wife and kid may not like it. Yeah, they don't like it at all. My family doesn't even like it when I'm here a lot, Lexus Build says, G Street Fitty, hopefully sooner than later. My pleasure indeed, Kanjo EF. Thank you. Anita Case says, Tech Moto, what weight do you need? Hopefully I have it in stock. It's decent up here in north, not hot though. Oh, it's bad down here. It's really bad, really bad indeed. Just really hot. What is low air pressure for a d16 Z6 on a racetrack or something to watch out for? 20 compression, 12-to-1 cam, BC springs. So at idle, I don't like being in the teens at all. I'm gonna sneeze. I did it, so that's good. What I tend to look for is anything north of 23, 24 at idle. And then for every 1,000 RPMs, 10 PSI adds to that. So let's say I'm at 25 at idle. At 2,000, I want to be at C35. At 3,000, I want to be at C45 PSI. At 5,000, I want to be at C55 PSI. That's what I look for. Now, there is a trick when it comes to a D16 Z6 and being able to modify the pump to be able to flow a lot and do great things. First, you want to take the pump apart, I take the gears out, and I clean out all the burrs inside the passages. Then I send my outer gear and inner gear to WPC to get it treated so that it can be nice and smooth with the surface treatment, it can be stronger, and all that fun stuff. Then, on the top of the pump, the section that faces into the motor, there is a big hex plug. I take that plug out and this bypass spring. And I put a little spacer in it just to give me a little bit more pressure. It's like, I think some people, AEM used to sell it years ago, but it's just a small spacer, about a 1/4 inch thick aluminum spacer. I just put it on that kind of device that has a nipple on it, and then it kind of puts more pressure in the spring. What that does, it allows you to hold more pressure and allow less bypass to happen. And all the crevices and flash casting marks that you deburred allows for better flow. It's a win-win. That's how I used to race my cars, and my bearings look great, especially when I use Puro. Everything's good. So hopefully that helps. Speaking of oil pumps, says King Koopa EG, have you seen any issues with the J series oil system at high RPM? I'd like to take a J35 to 9500, 10,000 RPM area. I have not, King Koopa. My J35s usually exist in very close to factory. Excuse me. My Odyssey goes to 7,500 RPMs. And in terms of 9,500 to 10,000, I have not done that. I can tell you one thing, any of my engines that weren't designed to go that high, I typically go dry sump systems. But please let me know, I have not had any experience playing with that yet, so kindly forgive me. Corvote says, I got bits to send you about the battery setup. Would email or DMs be better? I would say emails would be perfect. bc@bisimoto.com. Please do. Please, please, please do. Need the Bisimoto Porsche, says Artec Moto. I'm here to take care of you. Let me know when. Haven't seen an aftermarket oil pump or gears offered to the J. Me neither. Usually, even the aftermarket ones are offered to D series and B series. My experience has not been great. I always stay with factory and modify them. Like I mentioned, I remove all the casting flash marks on the inside. I WPC treat all the gears. And when required, I would put some type of bypass adapter or spacer to give me a little bit more pressure. You know? The Bisimoto touch my Porsche, says Artec Moto. The team and I are here to help. No problem. Sharky ETV. Things are great, working away in this nice warm day. I'm doing guys, I have this project I'm working on. It's the only Neo EP9 in the country. Almost done with this thing. I can't wait to show you guys what we're doing with it. It's gonna just break the internet. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Bisimoto YouTube page, you need to. I have crazy stuff going on that no one's ever seen on this planet. And the team and I are very, very proud to make this come to life, and it's just gonna be absolutely fantastic. Kev Weird Boy 90 says, oh snap, Shark TV here and Koopa. Yep, so much great talent in this place. I'm so honored. I was thinking about picking up an EQS for 45. What's the downside? Is it really 45K? EQS is awesome. The first year, there were some glitches with Mercedes-Benz and their software, but I think they repaired that for those years with recalls. The EQS it's really dope. It's a very prestigious Mercedes-Benz. Very reliable, I love it. 45K is a steal, do it. That's a come up, that is great. I didn't know they were that cost effective. On my way to Vegas today, can't stop by. No worries, no worries. We'll keep working away, plus as I mentioned earlier, I got some secret stuff out here that can't be shown, but guys, I promise you, come SEMA, you guys are gonna freak out. Freak out indeed, you know? This man has years of knowledge, says my EG. Yeah, because I blew up a ton of stuff when I was young. I was telling my assistant and team that today, not today, but early in the week, I think Monday. The reason why I know so much is because I have had my fair share of expiring things. And now, we're in the EV world, and I'm learning things there too. You won't believe how many onboard chargers I had to swap out, how many contactors I've welded. I've done so many crazy things. Even had a thermal runaway once. I was able to address that. So I just love experimenting, love learning, and then sharing all my knowledge with all of you. Absolutely. I got my Brilliant Race Pro camshaft getting made for my d16 turbo all-wheel drive business, Kev Weirdboy 90, and we appreciate your order indeed. Thank you. Kev Weirdboy 90 also says, I've watched BC since the Honda tuning days and for over 10 years. Thanks for the kind words. I did open up my services to the public as far back as 2006, 19 years ago. How crazy is that? Tuner Cross says, I have an N-Dye modified oil pump ordered and stored before Larry retired. Yeah, Larry Widmer was ahead of his time. He, for those who know, is a very forward-thinking engineer, did some great things. The one thing I didn't like is that individuals in the Honda world who didn't study, didn't go to school, didn't think the way he thought, never thought out of the box, just really copied people, used to criticize him a lot, which I didn't get. The guy was brilliant, still is brilliant. So it's kind of sad, but anyway, that's good. For oil pumps, what's the spring or shim would you use in a B-series oil pump? Like I mentioned before, it's barely a quarter of an inch. Very small shim, and you see immediately your oil pressure bumps up. It's really amazing. It's a very simple mod to do. Once you take that little, it has a crush washer on it, you take that little hex base top cap off, you'll see it has a little plunger nipple, and you put like barely a quarter of an inch spacer on it. You can even go slightly lower if you want to be more conservative. Put together, and you're good, you know? Larry Widmer built one of the best B20 VTEC CRV builds the world has ever seen. I agree. The only reason why I didn't do Chrome crazy because I was never really a B-series fan, never did build one myself. So guys, I know it's a slice of heaven and we've had such a great interaction here, but I need to fly, get back to work. Thank you so much, team, for really allowing me to bend your ear this afternoon. I just love boxy cars. I mean, look what I'm surrounded by. I have this Rolls Royce very boxy. This is going to be boxy as well. The 930 is not a super sleek vehicle, but it just has a very, very close place in my heart. But I also hate old technology, so we're always finding ways to upgrade them and really fuse or upcycle and fuse modern mobility solutions with the beauty of classic cars. So more to come. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon, next week. Sorry about last week, it was just a zoo here. But nonetheless, I will continue to interact with all of you as time progresses. Have a great one, guys. Take care. Cheers.